So today I'm at Darnley Country Park. No Jake again, he's working as usual, he's a workaholic. I'm just hoping the rain stays off, these clouds are a bit dark up there. And today I'm kayaking. I've got Mitty with 2-man decathlon kayak here. On a little trolley. And this is a loch I'm going to be kayaking today. It's not that big. There's plenty of places to see on it. So once I'm in the water, I'll get back to you. So that's me in the water at Darnley Country Park. I'm just sitting in the middle of the loch at the moment. Jake, I wish you were here. So I'm now over the other side of the loch. And this is a rarely seen bit, this, because it's so difficult to get to. It's so overgrown. And not a lot of folk come this end. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to have something to eat. So this is Darnley Country Park. Walk Mill Glen. As you can see over there, railway viaduct. The kayak perched on a flat rock so it won't float away. If you look in distance, people walking about with dogs and everything over there. There's a waterworks over there, very secretive place for some reason. I get told not to fly the drone over it. So I've also got a jet boil with me, just so I can have something to eat. There it's there. I'm just going to cook a tin of Irish stew just now. Important to stress, the tins, take them away with you please, don't leave them lying about. I'm going to wash that tin out and I'm going to stick it back in the rucksack and take it away with me. Please, everybody do that from now on. It's getting to be a joke here in Scotland. The Darnley Country Park, it's in between Barrhead and mearns. During the last ice age, it was actually a glacier sliding down towards Glasgow. It's now a series of 5 lochs or lakes, if you live in England. And they are actually reservoirs, although they're not in service at the moment. Now over there where the camera is pointing, there is a cut that goes down the valley, and this apparently would have been where all the water went down, piped towards Glasgow. You can see the tower just there, just down below it, just down the glen there, there's a sort of, almost like a dungeon bit, and that's where all the old workings are. I've actually been in there. Further down the valley down there, there's a drift mine. I think it was limestone and it's all boarded up. Apparently it's caved in. I would love to get into that. And just over in this direction is the A77, which runs between Kilmarnock and Glasgow. You can hear it in the distance. Later on I'm going to do a wee bit of fishing here from the kayak, although I'll need to be careful with hooks and an inflatable. Up the back here you can see it's quite a dense woodland up here. Quite rarely got to probably. I'm sure there's plenty of deer, foxes, badgers, otters round about here. It really is a nice bit of countryside, unspoiled. So I've had something to eat. It was very nice actually, it only took about 45 seconds in that jet boil to actually make it hot. So I've actually done a bit of fishing as well. Nothing much doing at the moment, but maybe try further up the loch, might even try from the kayak later on. I'm going to get underway now, back into the water and paddle up the other end of the loch and maybe down towards these bridges down there too. Weather's still okay, it's quite calm again. quite sheltered. The rain is still in the distance there, but hopefully it will stay off. It's reasonably warm, it's about 18-19 degrees I think. So I'm going to get back in the water. So this part of the loch, it's so calm up here. It's next to the motorway, you can see the traffic just a few hundred metres away. It's very, very sheltered up here. Beautiful spot. Nowhere to really land the craft here though. All steep banks and reed beds, so I'll need to move on, go elsewhere. So this is the Lochmilglen Reservoir, and I'm now coming up to the big railway viaduct and the step up to the Riot Lynn Reservoir. You can see the steps there. Just above these steps is the Riot Lynn Reservoir. So there's another view of the step up to Riot Lynn. Now it's got to be said, the paddles in these lochs there's 5 lochs here altogether, 3 of which are maybe okay for paddling. They're not huge paddles, but they're quite interesting to look at, interesting scenery, and just an interesting way of doing things. Just another view of the step up. I might try paddling through that narrow gap. So I'm now up above in the Riot Lynn Reservoir, and that's the step up I was showing you earlier on. I'll now show you stepping down. So there's a step up from the other side. It's now a step down. I'm glad there's not a lot of water going through there, because I would probably be getting sucked towards it right now. Some other inhabitants of the place, minding their own business. So there's one of the local cows there having a bit of a paddle. Maybe I should get him a paddle board. Oh, look at this, it seems I have an audience, eh? It's a pity I haven't got my mandolin with me. They'd soon run off when I played that. Hope they've all paid. Have you all paid, lads? Yeah, you haven't. Quite comical. So, Riot Lynn, this is. You just saw the train in the background there, over at the viaduct, just now in the distance. So I'm going to head on up the end of the loch now and pack up for the day. It's getting a bit chilly and it's looking like rain, and it's about tea time anyway.